now to go from looking after houseplants indoors in the middle of winter to trees growing outside in full leaf in the middle of summer. Because Joe has been down to Stoke Gabriel in Devon to visit a nursery that is growing trees with a difference.
For me, the best way to add height, structure, and some drama in the garden is to plant a tree. And of course, they're great for wildlife, they have year-round interest, and they can create shade and privacy beneath too. But if you're planting a tree, why not add some living sculpture to your garden and plant a multi-stem?
Just a few miles from the Devon coastline, surrounded by rolling hills, is a tree nursery specialising in multi-stem trees and shrubs. They grow thousands. I'm talking over 12,000 of them. At the helm is Philip Nevote. He's a master at nurturing and pruning.
20 years ago, I bought a field in Devon and bought small trees and a wheelbarrow and a spade. That's how it started.
Why multi-stem trees?
Because multi-stem trees are just that little bit more creative and sculptural.
The minute you put one in a garden, you've got something of character, voluminous. It holds itself, holds a space around it, almost like a sort of a piece of art in an art gallery somehow.
If you grow something very beautiful, people go, oh, wow, that's something different.
So what age are you putting these in the ground to start with?
We buy them in about sort of 3 or 4 years old. And it's all about giving them the best start in life first, to having that good balance between a lovely crown and a really good root system. Because if you don't have a happy root system, you don't have a happy tree.
I think it's just fabulous what Philip's doing here and has developed over the last 20 years, because he really understands how these trees grow and how to create these wonderful shapes out of multi-stems.
Pruning any tree can be quite daunting, so I'm intrigued to find out what Philip's mantra is for a multi-stem.
Pruning. It scares the hell out of some people. It really does. You know, and some people don't know where to start, and sadly, other people don't know when to stop.
Here we've got a shrub. It's called Viburnum burgwoodii. And first I will walk around, because that's really important. It's not to just look from one angle.
Yeah.
So I look firstly at the canopy and where do I want to crown lift in order to start showing a bit more of the stem structure.
With a multi-stem, you want to see the stems.
By lifting up the canopy, you reveal that beautiful zigzaggy kind
It's not topiary. We're not clipping it to create this dense shape. You're making in this multi-stem form.
So I am going to slowly create a line for myself, and then everything below that line, I'm going to take off.
You're mainly doing this for the aesthetics, I get that. But also for the health of the plant.
It's actually really good to create a really open canopy, so with air movement, a lot of the sort of fungus and stuff really don't like that.
Yeah.
There's one branch here that's going to make a massive difference.
You bring
your
that one there?
secateurs.
So I'll go in about there.
That's perfect.
So it can heal over. Oh, yeah, it looks so much better already.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then the other magic that we do, that wound there. If you take a little bit of soil from the base of the tree, the microorganisms in the soil is believed to help with the process.
Okay.
So you, because there's a little bit of sap there, so it sticks nicely. You want to create a nice rounded canopy. So I go over and everything that is below that line, I take off. So you have the middle point of the tree, and there's a stick, and you have a bit of invisible string that you keep, but you have to keep it tight. And everything in front of you, you just cut off.
Gotcha.
And as you can see, I'm holding it.
Well, I can see that. I wouldn't want to get involved because
Yeah, no,
how long's a piece of invisible string, right? So when do you do most of your pruning?
We don't prune in spring because the sap just flows too fast. So we do all our pruning sort of from late May until about October because they can seal the wounds quicker. In the winter, we don't really do any of our pruning because the trees are completely dormant, especially the deciduous trees.
That looks great, Philip. Got to say.
Well, if I didn't have your help, I don't think it would have turned out as beautiful.
No, but I mean, there's three tips. There's raising the crown, there's taking out the dead and the crossing and, you know, making it congested, and then the invisible string. I love it.
If you just take a little bit of effort and try and create something nice, then you can have something that you will never be able to afford if you go and buy it from, you know, some really big nurseries because, you know, that's something really special.
Carrying out pruning on your multi-stem tree in its first 5 years really helps determine its future shape and structure. In older trees like these, it can be done to keep them a specific size.
Lovely hornbeams, aren't they? Which one are we doing? I like
one here.
Oh, good. I was going to say this is my favourite. How old is this tree then?
So this tree's about 14, 15 years old. See, every time we cut the canopy back, it just becomes nice and thick.
You've got to keep it to a manageable height.
If you've got it in a space where you want to control the size of it, because the hornbeam will grow quite big if you let it. We do them with these shears because when you use a mechanical hedge trimmer, you get that like a perfect rounded, and that's very much a topiary look.
Yeah, you are a purist, aren't you?
When you start looking at your trees like this, I think you become more connected with them, and that can only be a good thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because that means you notice your trees more, and you start really appreciating the shape of them.
Yeah, it's looking lovely. Now, a lot of us have trees already in our gardens or shrubs that have a propensity to be multi-stem. If you start pruning them, you're taking a few leaves off here and there, you might see a multi-stem shape underneath. Things like maple, cornus, amelanchias, and they're already branching. And soon, it could be something like one of these. Have you ever seen some sort of random tree in someone's garden and just thought, oh yeah, I know, I'll just tweak it?
I have knocked on people's doors and said, do you mind if I just quickly cut this branch off?
I think what Philip is doing here is really valuable to all of us, and there are lessons to be learned that we can all use in our own gardens to make sure that our trees reach their full potential.